Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new month and a brand new online coffee and card class series. For the month of November, I have chosen the Peaceful Evergreens stamp set. It's in the September to December mini catalogue and it looks like this. It is a cling stamp set, so they are made with the red rubber product. And in this stamp set, we have a selection of trees and some texture images and a really cute little star image. So this stamp set is perfect for not just for Christmas, but for lots of other occasions as well. And I've been really pleasantly surprised by how much I've enjoyed using this set. I sometimes struggle to use really large images. I'm not going to lie, but this has just really spoken to me creatively, and I've thoroughly enjoyed using some of these texture images as well. So over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to show you different designs and different techniques to bring this stamp set alive. And I'm also going to add in some other stamps and products. And the main stamp set I'm going to be using is Peaceful Season. This features within the same suite of the September to December mini catalogue, and they complement each other really nicely. Okay, both stamp sets come with coordinating dies, and you can purchase the bundle at a discount of 10% when purchased together. So let me just show you a little brief overview of the cards for the next 4 weeks, and once you see these, you won't see them again until they go live at midday every Tuesday. So week number 1, we're going to create this card design right here. Week number 2, we're mixing it up a little bit and adding in some extra trees, and I'm going to show you some techniques for using the texture stamps. Week number 3, always my favourite, looks like this. And we're finishing strong with week number 4 and some snowy looking trees. So those are the cards we're going to be making. They will go live every single Tuesday at midday. So do make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and you'll be notified when those videos are available. If you're joining this class with the kit, if you've purchased the kit option, thank you so much. I do really appreciate you supporting my small business and my craft habit. So for week number 1, this is the card here. I've just shown it very briefly. I'm using tones throughout these cards of Mossy Meadow and Crumb Cake. Okay, so 2 colours that I think work really well together. And they don't necessarily scream Christmas, but they're more of an elegant sort of Christmas colour, I feel like anyway. In your kits this week, you are going to have 2 little die cut pieces. These are from the Peaceful Season dies. So you have a banner that looks very flat. You can use it as is, or you can use the add-on die to just make that shape a little bit more fancy. So you have those 2. You have a layer of basic white, and that has been embossed with the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder, and it's really tricky to show you what that looks like on camera because of my lights, but let's see if it will pick it up. There you are. It's picking it up ever so slightly, and I'm not going to lie, this has been my obsession of the season. I have used this embossing folder everywhere and anywhere I can, and I just think it's really pretty. It's a timeless embossing folder. If you don't have it, pop it onto your next order, and I'm sure you will enjoy using it as much as I have. So we have that layer. You have an extra layer of basic white, and that is for the inside of your card. Obviously, Mossy Meadow is a colour that you can't really get away writing on, and that measures 10 centimetres by 14.4. And then I've picked up a piece of white, scrap white for my stamping. Okay. So products that I'm going to be using, you have in your kit a selection of these. These are earth tone shimmer gems. Really enjoy using those, and they are really good for Christmas as well. 2 ink pads. I have Mossy Meadow and Crumb Cake. I have 2 stamps. I have the large Christmas tree from the Peaceful Evergreens stamp set, and I have the large Christmas word from the Peaceful Season stamp set. Also from that one, I have Cheer All Year, because this is a sentiment that has add-on sentiments as well. Now, in your kit, you will have 2 extra die cut pieces. I haven't got those because I'm going to stamp mine, but you will have the outline of Christmas, and then you'll have the detailed die. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick those 2 together, whereas I'm going to stamp mine. If you have the stamp set, you could do exactly the same. If you don't have the stamp set, it's a workaround, so you can still create the same design. Also on my desk, I have the 2 dies that I need for once I've done my stamping. So let's make a little start. I'm going to leave that card in shot there so you can see it. And we're going to make a really, really straightforward start to this card. So I have my inner piece here. And this I can stick in straight away. Green pot over. There's my heater. And that just gets stuck down in the centre and it leaves a really thin border of the green showing. And then here you have, excuse me, on your embossing folder, you have a really thick channel of snow and then you have a sort of more subtle channel. I like my thicker channel to be at the top and the more space to be at the bottom. Feel free to add yours however you like. Okay, there we go. So there is my card base all prepped and ready. Now, whilst I've got my dies here, I'm going to stamp these very, very quickly. So I'm not stamping on the banner die, I'm stamping on the single strip. Okay, stamping with Mossy Meadow. And this sentiment says cheer all year. So Christmas cheer all year. If that's not a go ahead to watch Christmas films all year, I really don't know what is. So once I've stamped that, that can get stuck onto the background banner. And there's even a little guide so you can stick it down perfectly. So there is my banner all prepped and ready as well. So I'm going to pop that up there as well. Now we can do some of our stamping for our Christmas tree and our sentiment. So the Christmas tree I'm using is the large one. Again, I'm stamping with Mossy Meadow ink. And because it's quite a large stamp, I'm going to take my ink pad to my stamp and I'm really lightly tapping. I'm not really putting any pressure on that at all. I'm just making sure there's a really good coverage. So you can see that the stamp is all inked and ready to go. And this, I'm going to try and put it on an angle so that I can get my Christmas word on it as well, hopefully. So give that a nice pressure. If you're using our ink, if you're using our acrylic blocks, they're really heavy. And they're heavy for two reasons. They're heavy because you know you've got them in your hand. And they're heavy because they want to add pressure to your stamp. So you're not having to push down on them. So I'm letting gravity do all the work there. So give it a nice little press. I'm not moving it at all. I'm not rocking it. I'm just leaving it where it is. Take it off and you have a really lovely crisp image. Now this stamp set has detail built into it. So what we would call a distinctive stamp set. And what that means is built into the image without you even having to think about it is extra detail. So you can see there's a little texture there. Some people when they first stamp them, they think that the stamp is faulty. But if you look at that compared to the image on the front, you can see that the image on the front, the tone is varied, which means that you're going to get a varied tone when you stamp, okay? So that is exactly how we want it to be. And then whilst I'm here, I'm going to stamp in crumb cake, so the light brown, and I'm stamping this big word, Christmas. A really good inking. And that can get stamped as well. Perfect. And now what I can do is I can add my dies to this. Do like to add a little bit of washi tape around my images because what that gives me is that gives me a little bit of control when I'm die cutting. It hopefully means that the dies will stay in place and it should give me a really crisp edge. Okay, so I'm going to pop that through my die machine. So just bringing that back in. Those are all run through now. So just press them out. That's given me Christmas. And it's given me my nice tree. So now we can just finish building our card. Now I'm going to stick this tree onto my card with some foam pads to raise it up. I absolutely love texture and depth in my cards, and foam pads do just the trick. Now, what I need to think about when I'm putting this on, I need to think about where my sentiment is going. Okay, so I'm just going to sit that there. Oops. I'm just going to sit that there, and then I'm going to put my tree on, and you'll notice there's probably about 2 centimeters from the top of my tree to the top of my card. And actually, on this card, I've put it on a little bit higher than my sample. Okay, now I can put my banner on, and again, this is going on with some pads. I do think that pads just transform a card. You just need to be careful that if you're planning on posting your card, you don't want more than 1 layer of dimensionals. Otherwise, it's going to cost you a little fortune to post them. So I'm sitting that a little bit below where my tree is because I want to give it room to get my word Christmas on. Okay. So then what I can do now, oh, I don't want to put it in a brush. Why have I put it in a brush? That's for later. So I'm going to take a little strip of dimensionals, just this little strip here, and I'm going to sit that in the gap. Oops, I can pick it up. There we go. Sit that in the gap, and then now I have a place for my Christmas to go. So that's that. And then to finish, I have some of my little gems. These were called the Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. And I'm just going to take a couple of these, big ones and small ones, and just pop them on my card. And I like to put them on in 3s and 5s. So there we go. That's card number 1 all complete. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, do pop them down. I'd love to hear back from you. If you are new to my channel, as I said earlier, I'd love it if you subscribed. If you subscribe, you will be notified of next week's video, which will be presented at midday on Tuesday. I'll see you all then. Bye for now.